In this video, I'll tell you why I sold my KDP business, how much I sold it for, and much more. What is going on, guys? Sean here. Welcome back to another video. So if you're new to the channel, I make videos on Amazon KDP, entrepreneurship, and building passive income online. So if you're interested in those kind of stuff, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. Alright, so if you watched my last video, you will know that I recently became a millionaire from Amazon KDP. Not from selling courses, not from doing anything else, literally from the money that I made from Amazon KDP made me a millionaire. And the way I did that is a lot of chunk of that income, of course, comes from, actual KDP publishing money and the money I made from my books. And I basically lived super frugally. I saved everything, invested in stocks, real estate, those kind of things. But a good half of that comes from selling my KDP account as well. So I recently sold my account for a huge exit, and I'll be talking about why I did it, my thought process, and also my experience going through the sale. So if you are interested in selling your business as well, you will have a better idea of how everything works. So first off, I want to show you with actual proof of the picture of the bill of sale and tell you how much I sold it for. Of course, I can't show you the sensitive information, that is why it's blocked out. But as you can see here, I sold my KDP business for $820,000. Now, the reason why I decided to sell is that if you've been following my income reports, because I post income reports almost every single month when I had my KDP account for the past multiple years, right? You know that I was coming off a really good year in publishing. Around May 2020, my income started taking off a lot. I went from $15,000 a month to making $35,000 a month in revenue, and I was able to maintain about $21,000 to $22,000 a month net profit for the 12-month period from May 2020 to May 2021. Now, around May, which are the summer months, right? May, June, July. Those are the slowest months in KDP, so my income was gradually declining, which is pretty normal. In KDP, it happens to everybody. But it is something that still makes you kind of worried about, is it just going to keep going down? Is it going to ever come back up? Those kind of thoughts will, start creeping into your head. And also in May, I decided that I wanted to create a KDP course and compile all the tips and strategies, that I know into this one complete course. So that course is out, by the way, if you guys want to check it out. The link is below this video. But by making this course, it would take all of my time and focus, and I was not able to build my publishing business at the same time. It was pretty much impossible because the course takes so long to make. So the combination of gradually declining income as well as shift in focus on the course made me consider if I should sell. I thought that I should sell while the sales is good, because then you can sell it at a much higher price, especially since I won't be working on KDP for a long time. And I wasn't sure how well the income will hold until I get back to publishing again. Since your business is basically valued at the past 12-month profit, so the way Empire Flippers work, which is a site that you sell your business to, they look at the past 12-month profit. It's not the past 3 months or 6 months, it's 12 months, right? And that is why the longer I wait to sell my business without working on it, obviously the income will gradually drop. And then my 12 months average profit will get worse and worse and worse, which means if I ever try to sell in the future, then I won't be able to sell as high as what I can sell right now. So basically my choices were either to, 1, sell now coming off a great 12-month period, 2, wait until Q4 and sell because maybe my income will go up in Q4, which is what a lot of people are doing exactly right now. There's so many people that is waiting until Q4, which might be good. I don't really know because I don't know your business. If you're very strong in Q4 because of the type of books that you publish, maybe this is a good idea. But everybody else is thinking the same thing too, so just something that you got to consider. And then the third option was to not sell at all. Now, I don't really have a lot of seasonal books, so I don't usually get a lot of Q4 boost. And that is why, waiting until Q4 didn't seem to matter much, especially since I won't be publishing, because even though I might get an extra sales from the Q4 boost, if I'm not publishing books and my income goes down, then I felt that those two will kind of cancel each other out. Another thing is that I also heard that 2 of my publishing friends has lost a multi-6-figure KDP account because of stupid reasons right around this time when I was considering if I should sell or not. So what happened is very unfortunate because both of these cases weren't their fault. You know, they did nothing wrong. It was just Amazon's mistake or people just stealing their book content and re-uploading it on other sites, which Amazon detected and thought they're the ones that was doing it, accused them for plagiarism or, you know, just using duplicate content on their books, and then they got all their books blocked and pretty much lost a 6-figure KDP account. So the combination of these 2 factors compelled me to list my business on Empire Flippers to see what kind of valuations I can get. After getting my business valued, it took about a week or so. I got a much better valuation than I expected. And I was still hesitant to sell, but because I knew that, you know, I wasn't going to be able to work on my KDP account for a while, I decided selling at a high was a good call. Alright guys, so what you can do is there's a free valuation tool by Empire Flippers. Basically, you can answer a couple questions and get a rough estimate of how much you can sell your business for. So that is how I got started as well. So I just went to the link below this video and then entered the information, and I got a valuation which was a lot higher than I thought. And that is how you can kind of check out, you know, how much you can possibly sell your business for. So some people might ask, why not just hold your books and receive passive checks for years and years and years? And it's true that if you just hold, as long as you don't get banned, of course, from Amazon and you don't lose your account, if you just hold, you will probably make more in the long term of maybe 4, 5, 6 years. So if you're not really in a rush to getting the money, if you don't really have any plans on using the money, then that's definitely the best options in terms of, you know, how much you can make from your account. But the biggest benefit of selling is not just about the money. It's about the time that you make. Because the way it works is you're essentially getting more than 3 years worth of income that you would have made right now. Because the average multiple you can sell your business is between 30 to 45x. Now what this means is that when it's a 30x multiple, say you're making a $20,000 profit for the month. If you sell it for 30x, basically you're getting 22,000 times 30, which is going to be your sales price. If you get a 45x valuation, then that means $20,000 times 45 will be your sales price. So what this means is you're saving 3 years of your time, and you can spend that time building another business, or you can invest that into stocks, real estate, crypto, and have a 3-year head start of that money compounding. So if you're just going to hold that money as cash, then yes, it's probably best not to sell it. But if you have a solid plan on, you know, what are you going to do with the money in terms of investing it into assets or building a new business, then this would make more sense. So just as an example, right, if you get a conservative 38x multiple, and if you're making $3,000 a month in profit, that means you can sell your business for $114,000. If you're making $5,000 a month, then that means you can sell your business for $190,000. And if you're making $10,000 a month profit at a 38 multiple, that means you can sell your business for $380,000, which is insane. Another thing to consider is that online businesses as an investment is booming right now. You know, multiples weren't this good up until last year. You know, people were getting 28x multiple, not 35, 45x multiple. It increased so much since last year. And the big reason it increased is because the pandemic, you know, shifting people to focus more into online ventures. And just in general, you know, online businesses, you know, slowly getting more trendy. A lot of people are getting into it. So interest is basically shifting into online. And a lot of people with money would rather buy a business that is already running rather than building a business from scratch on their own. This is why right now I feel like is an excellent time to sell your business. This is another thing that a lot of people ask about. Why not wait until Q4 to sell your business? Because Q4 is when you're going to make the most amount of money. And this would make sense, but for me, you know, I just wasn't sure if my income maintained until the end of Q4 while I didn't work on it. So that is why I decided to just sell at a high. But the thing is, my income did maintain until I sold it. So, you know, I could have sold it for a little higher, to be honest. But honestly, this is one of those woulda, coulda, shoulda situation where you can't predict what's going to happen in the future, you know? I could have waited out and my income could have plummeted significantly and I would have sold my account for much lower. So you can't predict the future. You don't know what's going to happen. And that is why I'm happy with the number that I got. But if you're considering selling your account after Q4, I think it's smart, as you probably will have the highest 12-month average when you do so. But everyone is thinking the exact same thing. So the marketplace will be flooded and it might take longer to sell. Another thing to consider is that it's gonna take between 1 to 2 months to go through the sales process. So it takes time to communicate with Empire Flippers, give them all the information they need. You know, they have to go through their process, list your business, and then buyers have to start checking out your business and give you offers, negotiation, those kind of things. So the whole process, if you do it quickly, it's gonna take 1 to 2 months. So for that reason, it's pretty much November right now. So if you list your business now, then you can probably time it perfectly to sell it right after Q4, and that is what you want. Now, it took a while for me to sell my business. I was actually listed higher than the actual sales price, and I had no offer for months and months. And from what I'm seeing, right, because of that, it seems the sweet spot for KDP business is around $100,000 to $300,000. But if you don't mind waiting, then selling close to or higher than $1 million is definitely possible. So in conclusion, you should sell your business if you have a plan to invest some money into a new business or asset, if you want to move away from KDP in general, or you don't think your 12-month average will get any better than what you have right now. You shouldn't sell your business if you have plans to keep building your KDP business, or if you got no plan on what to do with the money after selling. Again, the whole point of selling your business, the biggest benefit is you got a 3-year head start on whatever you want to do next with the money, whether that's investing or building a business. So if you just want to sell and chill, then I think you should just not sell your business and collect royalties from your books. All right, guys, so once again, if you want to see how much you can sell your business at, I will link to the free valuation tool below this video. And if you want to learn how to build a KDP business like I did so that you can sell your business at a maximum valuation, because it's not just about publishing books, right? You can't sell a business close to $1 million if it's just books that you're publishing. You know, you need to have a brand, you need to have a team, you need to have automation and system set up, you need to have an audience built, because that is what increases the value of the business, not just a collection of books that you have. So if you want to learn how to do all that, you know, I do have a step-by-step complete KDP course. You can check it out. The link will be below this video, as well as all the tools and resources that I recommend. So that is it for the video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe if you haven't, comment any questions you have, and I'll see you guys on the next one.